So I took up a career in TV journalism, presenting an evening show, The Farage Show, which went so well that I actually won News Presenter of the Year in Britain 2 years running. How about that? Oh, and I nearly forgot. I was making money again for the first time in 20 years as well. Because there's no money in politics unless you're corrupt. Which many have been, but I'm not. 15 months ago, facing a general election in what was probably the toughest decision of my life, because I just turned 60, I had a successful media career, my first 2 grandkids had been born, I was in reasonable health, life was going well, I had a degree of privacy. I decided to throw myself back 50 months ago into the maelstrom of British politics. And I can scarcely believe, 15 months on, that Reform UK, an outsider party, not the Conservative Party, not the Labour Party, who've governed our country since the First World War, that as of tonight's opinion poll, we are now 18 points in the lead in the British system. It's unbelievable. It's almost unbelievable. But we are going to go on and win the next general election. And we'll do it recognizing that everything we value is under threat. Everything from our Christian Judeo roots that I discussed earlier, through to basic civility, through to the education system, through to even being able to feel safe walking on our streets. All the problems you have in America are exactly the same problems that we have in the United Kingdom. Exactly the same problems being experienced in Canada, in New Zealand, in Australia. We are, as Churchill defined, the English-speaking peoples of the world. And what unites us is remarkable. And it's beautiful to be here, once again, with Hillsdale, where Larry, of course, being the great scholar, but where you celebrate that amazing, remarkable Brit with his American mum, Winston Churchill, and all that he stood for. Courage, integrity, bravery, refusing to be cowed and bowed. And I've got one big boast for you tonight. It's a big one. I'm very proud of it. In November 2016, Donald Trump won the US presidential election. 2 days later, I was there in Trump Tower, and I suggested to him, wouldn't it be a good idea if Churchill's bust was put back into the Oval Office? And he did it, and I helped that to happen, and I'm very proud of that. I'm very, very proud of that. And now we have an American president with a Scottish mum. You see, when our countries are close to each other, the world is indeed a better and a safer place. And I must say, I'm also very impressed by J.D. Vance. Very, very impressed by J.D. Vance. I've known J.D. since 2012. I think in the past, vice presidents in America were never taken very seriously, but now they are. And this political revolution, this fight back against negative progressivism, this fight back against the idea that somehow being a man or being a woman is fluid. I'm told there are 69 genders, but that's a bit naughty perhaps, never mind. Well, I can't behave completely, can I? I mean, this almost sickness. Do you know what I mean? Sickness that is going through our society And I think what we're living through now is the common sense majority of fighting back. They fought back in America. They're fighting back in Britain. They're beginning to fight back across the rest of Europe as well. And however depressed you get about the situation, never get too down. I grew up in mid-70s Britain with inflation at 30%, with left-wing trade unions in charge, with a 3-day working week, with the lights going out every night because there wasn't enough coal to give us electricity. I mean, it looked like the end of times. Then along came a brave woman, a modern-day Boadicea. And within 6 or 7 years of Margaret Thatcher becoming Prime Minister, London was the epicenter for investment from America, Japan, France, the rest of the world. London was booming. I was there in my mid-20s. Got to tell you, life was pretty good. No more on that, I promise. And the same in New York. I said to you earlier, I worked for Drexel. In the late 80s in New York, you went out for dinner, you didn't leave the restaurant until you could see the taxi driver who waved at you, so you ran across the street for fear of being mugged, or worse. So desperate had New York become. And along came a man, Rudy Giuliani, who transformed New York with leadership and courage and conviction and believing in the right things. And it's a remarkable thing. It's why history is made by people. There are people that come along at the right moment. In the end, you're either an optimist or you're a pessimist. In the end, I'm an optimist. I think whatever the stupidities of human beings, in the end, we just about save ourselves. And I believe that Donald Trump has come in time to save America. And I hope, humbly if I can, that maybe I've come along in time to help save the old country, the United Kingdom. And I will do my absolute damnedest to make that happen.